What's up, everybody? Eugene Man Roberts here, aka the Mayor, and you're now tuning into Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. Today, my homeboy, my bro, we built a bond, and I helped him work on some music on his project that just came out. So make sure y'all grab that. Give it up for amazing musician, producer, drummer, rolling artist extraordinaire, Mr. Aaron Stick Smith.
My bro, Mr. Aaron Stick Smith. What's up, bro? How you, man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
You know what? I can't complain. It was rainy today, but it's nice out, and it's all good. I can't complain, man. Life is good. I see you in the lab over there. You always in the lab, posting something cool. What you work on today?
Man, I was working on some stuff for my wife today, and then coming out with some more content and stuff just for Instagram and stuff, man. That's all.
Dope. Because you've been posting some.
Man,
listen, I like sitting on the internet. First and foremost, you're a drummer, and like I grew up as a drummer, and like I got in the industry as a drum tech, so and stage manager. So like me, like all my friends are drummers, like so like that's if you ever go to my explore page on Instagram, like that's one of the top things. I mean, like, it's like all drum videos, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but that's first and foremost, and then it's like you're just an all around great musician and producer. Like you're what I call a multitasker because you can do multiple things, which is dope. And you really care, like even seeing like the cymbal baffles like in the background, like you literally care about placement and. Like I'm really like even like the keyboards, the symmetry of where the keyboards meet. Like I'm that person. Like you know what I'm saying. So I pay attention to detail. I don't know if like a lot of people don't know that, but
dude, that's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm definitely.
So
like
what you been working on with your wife? I know you said you was working with your wife, man. Tell the people what's going on with that.
Man, pretty much what I'm doing is I just now finished up like all the final edits and all that stuff for my EP that I'm coming out with for my band. And so I promised her if she let me buy all this gear that I was going to work on, that I was going to work on her single. And then also I'm going to work on her EP and stuff to kind of, motivate her to do music again and stuff. Cause she's kind of been in a musical slump a little bit, so I've been inviting, like, of course, with safety, everybody having face masks and stuff. So I've been inviting like her friends and stuff to help her write. I did a surprise session for her, and like she cried and everything, man. Like just trying to get her motivated to do music again and stuff. So I was working on the track that I put up of me doing that, like with the bass patch and all that stuff. I'm letting her get that joint. So I've been working on that all day, just taking my time with it, making sure that stuff is right, and just trying to get her together, man.
I'm gonna say this now. We gotta do something. We gonna do something. We're gonna do something. We'll do something.
Listen, I got the lab, bro. So whenever you ready.
Yeah, that's it. Usually we get to that at the end of the conversation. We getting that in now. We gonna do something. We gonna do some content. But man, so throughout this whole time, I've been, talking to people about relationships and communication and making sure that. Yes, we at home and people are working in their labs, but this is the time to really come together and make some great music, some great content, like coming out of this, like even with us, like building a relationship, like through time, like, like I think this is the best time for that. So like speak on relationships and how relationships, have helped you and allow you to kind of get to where you are, not even just career wise and recognition wise, but in a mental space.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much in general, man, like relationships are super important, and they're important. It's important to connect with people who will take time to understand who you are and how you are, you know what I mean? But also you understanding how that person is and how they are and how they operate and stuff like that. And just being an overall, just a genuine person. So, and at the end of the day, I feel like what has helped me, not even in my career, but just in life in general, is because I'm just a genuine person. I feel like people can see and sense my heart even through anything that I put out, no matter if it's music or videos or whatever the case is. Like I try to show people that I have a genuine heart, and so when it comes to relationships, I mean, it's so many different levels to it, whether it's my marriage or whether it's my relationship with Roland or whoever, it's it has evolved from just having good friendships and respecting people and
Right.
treating people the right way. And so
Yeah.
whenever you do stuff like that, word of mouth spreads and people find
Yeah.
out.
I always tell people lead with love. If you lead with love and knowing exactly what your intentions have to be right with everything. And when your intentions are right with the outcome, everything in between balance itself. So if your intentions are pure with building a relationship with someone, or your intentions are pure with the music you're putting out, those things all come together in one big picture. So of course, like you said, relationships are probably one of the most important things there are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know you have an answer for this, because everyone has an answer to this. What's the new trade you've picked up since you've been home?
Ooh, the new trade I picked up since I've been home, bro, is figuring out how to record. Because before the pandemic hit, like I would be recording and stuff, like recording drums and all that stuff, but I really didn't know anything about microphones and, placing sound stuff like the sound foam and the baffles and all. Like I really dove into figuring out how to do the whole home recording thing, because I was spending money going to studios and stuff like that. And I always had a dream of having my own home studio, but I just didn't find the time to do it until Corona made me sit down. You know what I mean? So once I did that, I was like, man, let me figure it out. So let me study some mics. Let me figure out what the difference are in mics and what I can do as far as up the quality of not only my recordings and all that stuff like that, but like even my content. And I started studying like video cameras and just random stuff, like even just interfaces and all that stuff like that. Like I started becoming like a gear nerd, man, and when it comes to home recording. And so I would say that is the ultimate thing that I really learned during this quarantine, is like home recording, man.
So now that we know what you learned, what's something you want people to learn?
I want people to learn home recording. And the reason, but
I want them to learn what I learned.
No, for real, bro, because like during this pandemic, a lot of people have realized that, like, a lot of people have been saying it, but it's honestly the truth now. I feel like now that this pandemic has happened and everybody's at home, like the playing field is kind of even now. So like if you haven't figured out
I wouldn't say it's even. I would say it's accessible.
Okay.
Because
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we got access, to the Staples Center for 4 basketball games. Just because you have access don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, is a level playing field. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's facts. I agree with you. So I would say this. I'll say this. So I'll speak for myself. Like for myself, me personally, like I haven't played or been on a big, huge stage yet. And for whatever reason, I don't know why. So it's caused me to have to think outside the box and do my own thing. You know what I mean? And so now that this pandemic has happened, it has caused a lot of musicians who were just out on the road constantly and touring and stuff to kind of think outside the box and try to come up with other ways to make income happen or make money or whatever the case. Music. And so there are a lot of people that have been trying to do the whole home recording thing, but I don't think that they necessarily are kind of doing it the right way. Like even with like tones and mixing and all that stuff like that. Like people are coming out with all this content and stuff, but it may not sound right in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
That now becomes relationship and accountability.
Yeah.
Because if some people would just literally reach out to people they admire or people they've seen with good things, they're like, hey, listen, take a look at this or take a listen to this. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? But and I call that the false, like it's you have like a false reading. You know what I'm saying? It's like oh yeah, I'm a 10. Well, you're a 10 we're on the scale of 1 to 100 though. Like you could be a 10 thinking you a 10 and a 1 to 10, but we on the 1 to 100 scale. So,
Right.
it's just like that, which you're around as well, because I believe some people know what's good and what's bad, but when they do it, it's like they excuse it being not polished, like it's that theory of like not being realistic with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you hear someone, it's like don't judge this drummer. What would you think if you played this? Would you say that? You know what I'm saying? Take yourself out of what you just recorded and analyze it.
Yeah.
And that's what people are not doing, I tell people always hit me up like, yo, I'm trying to mix this, or like I'm working on this programming, or I'm working on this song. Like, all right, how about this? What song do you think you can compete with? Okay. What 5 songs do you think you can compete with that's out? All right, cool. So put your song in a playlist in the middle of these 4 songs and see how you feel.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? That's going to tell you what your mixing sound like. That's going to tell you everything.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. If you want your song to go, it's going to get in this playlist and it needs to be able to compete. That's why certain people pay for certain types of mastering. That's why like a Kanye record going to hit as soon as you hear it in a playlist.
Facts. Yeah.
Because it's just expect anything Mike Dean touch is going to smack. Like, it's just like people be mastering their stuff a little bit higher sometimes. You know what I'm saying? As far as DBs. So it's there to do, and people got the internet. Use the internet.
Oh man, yeah, that's the thing. YouTube, any and everything, if you can. I mean, but no, I agree with you as far as like calling people and even hiring people. Like, for instance, a lot of people ask me all the time. They're like, bro, like, what do you do when it comes to your drum mixes? And I tell them the truth. I'm like, bro, I don't like to mix. Like, I know how I want my drums to sound, but I have a homie that loves mixing. So I send everything. I don't care if it's a 30-second clip. I send him everything and be like, hey, do a mix on this for me, and he's like, cool, I got you. And he'll send it back, and it's always perfect. But I like to use other people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's smart.
Exactly. And so I think a lot of cats too, they get in a habit of trying to do every single thing themselves. And that's okay depending on who you are, but sometimes you do have to use other people, So
yeah.
But that all ties into relationships.
Yeah, exactly. And being exposed to the factor that, like, it's like when you go to a major studio for the first time and you realize they have like an assistant and they have a runner and they have someone to go get you food and you have, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, menu? I get to order some food. I'm gonna go get it. Or what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that mentality to like you're back at home and then you're looking like, I wish somebody could get me something to eat right now.
Yeah, for real.
What, hey. Yeah, man. So before we get out of here, let's talk about this Roland scenario, this little situation. I feel like I gotta welcome you to the team as well, man. Welcome to the team, to the family, man.
Well, thanks.
Like I was like, yep. Good. And you coming in blazing content, like you blazing saddles, man.
Thank
you. So talk about the relationship, man. Talk about like, cause like me, like that was I've always played Roland.
Mm-hmm.
Even before any of my touring, before like my first keyboard was an XP80. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always had a love for the Roland stuff in the JV series, period. And I learned on the JX8P and the D5. My dad had those back in the day. And he used to play for like a little army band. Shout out to my pop. And then like he kind of got out of music, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like really the only person in my family that ever like toured and like that whole thing. But as far as like the Roland gear, like I've just always been into it. So to have this relationship with them and be in this position is kind of like a dream come true times 2, because it's like the deal and the relationship, but then it's just like, wow, okay, now and we're making moves together, like, it's pretty cool. So I'll let you give you your part of it.
Man, honestly, I will say this, bro. I've been a Roland fanatic since I was a little kid. So my pastor, he had a D5. And so like he always was a keyboard player. He was a minister of music before he became pastor. So, he had some other keyboards and stuff like that. But what stuck out to me the most was his D5. And then he had a RD, I want to say 300. Which the RD,
the big gray one,
big gray joint, 75 pounds.
Yep.
Like that mug was huge. It had all the original like MKS sounds in it.
Yep.
So so he had that, and then so I always loved that, and then this all started as a little kid, and then like my cousin had the Phantom, I want to say the rack, the X rack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he had that, but he had the M Audio 88 weighted joint, and he had that with it. And so I've always just loved, I'm a synth guy. Like I just love synth brass. Like I love all the leads. Like if I truly play keys how I hear myself play in my head.
You'll be an aux player.
I will be an aux player. Yes. I will be an aux player. Like, bro, I listen to like it's like I can't play as well as I want to, but like I know the sounds, I hear the sounds, like I study sounds, like just like what I was saying yesterday on my Instagram post, like I was listening to that record as a kid, the Stevie Wonder joint, the You Got It Bad Girl, and like the bass, like the synth bass just stuck out to me, and I'm pretty sure it was a Moog or something, but that it just stuck out to me, like the release and all that stuff, like how analog it was. And so nothing else sounded as good as Roland to me, like nothing else. I didn't care about the motifs. I didn't care about the tritons. I didn't care about none of that. I just wanted all Roland stuff. So when I as I got older, my first legit keyboard was I bought a Juno DI, and I had that for the longest. I had a Juno DI. And then eventually I bought a Jupiter 50, and then I bought this Phantom back here. And then now I got this System 8, but I'm still going to get some more stuff. But I just always been a Roland keyboard. Like, I just love their keyboards. I always have. And then even on drums, I have an SPD SX pad and some triggers. I got a BT bar. Like, I've always just been Roland. Before I even thought about even getting some type of deal or signing with them or anything like that, I've always just been a true fan of.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like a lot of people that we have a relationship with, like especially our key players, because it's not because, oh yeah, well this is what the deal is. It's like, no, we actually genuinely like the product, and now that the fact that the company's actually cool too is like,
yeah,
why not?
Yeah, no,
you know.
Fact.
Yeah, that's dope. It's dope. It's super dope that you're on board, man. I'm happy, man. I'm glad that we'll be able to do some cool things. Everybody, stay tuned. Mark my words. We're gonna do something cool. We're gonna make y'all dance or something.
Oh yes, please. Bro, I am down for that.
Before we get out of here, man, I want to thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
We're gonna show some of this cool content you've been posting as soon as we get up off of here, and then we're gonna pick this up for part 2, part 3. Who knows? A virtual session. We're gonna figure this out, man.
Yeah.
But Eugene Man Roberts, the mayor, my guy, Mr. Aaron Stick Smith, and you are now tuning out. We out. We out here.
Told you guys, he's an amazing guy. You see how we just built that brotherhood and how this whole thing goes. It's communication. It's just what it is. I mean, whoever you are, DM me. Come on the show. Let's talk. Let's promote some music. Let's talk about what we got going on, some creativity. Until then, Eugene Man Roberts, a.k.a. the mayor, and I am out of here. Not yet. Hold on. Gotta give some shout outs to my people. Shout out to Igor. Igor, listen, he is funny. If you don't know him, you gotta meet him when the world open back up. Yeah, Amazon. Anyway, shout out to Igor. Brian, he's brainy. He's the one. Give it up for Kristen and Nelly. And Kristen's babies. Give it up for the babies. And Kristen, and then Joel. I'm gonna keep going. All right, I gotta go. All right, town hall meeting with the mayor, Eugene Man Roberts, the host. I gotta go. Oh, bye.